Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Dynamic UHC Statistics. For this statistics, it is When Miners Cry, or WMC for short. Alright, so here are the statistics we have, and each season for WMC is named different because it uses the acronym WMC and replaces the C with something else. And if those of you who don't know how my dynamic statistics works, is here are all the players that played in this season, what teams they were on, and over here we say who died, in what order, to what, and in what episode. And I also have the lists of how many episodes there were and what time intervals there were. And we also have who won. The winners on this side were still alive at the end of the game, and the winners on this side died, but their teammate won. In this case, both Beast Boy Ralph and Zarya were alive at the end of the game, so they were on this side. This is the only season of WMC did not have any official meetup, and that's why there is no meetup tag or meetup color for this, which you'll see later in basically every other season, except 3, I think. And although an episode 9 was not separated from episode 8, this death took place within this time frame, so it counts as episode 9 on here. Forgot to load these beforehand. Season 2, When Miners Con, it was a mole season, so right here we have the whoops. Oh yeah, if you see any mistakes, please tell me, and I'll fix them right away. So what we have is all the names on the tab list are in white, and that's why all the names here are in white. And although that this shade of color for the background here indicate moles, the colors that are highlighted from their names were not actually highlighted on the tab list. They were white like everyone else, but I need to specify what team they are from. This is also the only season of WMC to do 30-minute episodes, with still a 120-minute meetup, which is normal. And like I said, the red numbers on the episode marker here or here indicate meetup. Also, this is Dib's craft before puberty. I'm not joking. Anyway, and right here, this was a wolf kill, and all wolf kills I got to the player because there's the player that tamed those wolves to kill the other team in the first place. And also, these colors that are highlighted right here are based off of what the team colors of the list when you did the /teams command in game. However, I go with what's on tab, so that's why all the names are in white, and I messed up again. Jeez, I'm a great guy making statistics, aren't I? Season 3, When Miners Crave. Usually I have for these statistics all these seasons preloaded. I forgot to. This was a free-for-all. It was diamondless, so no diamonds can be mined. Oh, half of the gold ore that's mined will turn into poison potatoes, and there was an enchanting table as 0-0. And it also is called When Miners See Matt because you get 6 kills this season. Hey Jimmy Johns, I'd like to order a C-Mat Zinnes with a side of a lava staircase trap.
What?
If he did not have that second water bucket, he would have died. Remember kids, always bring 2 water buckets with you and not just 1. So yeah. Season 4, When Miners Con again. Another moles game, and similar to the time frames, even though episode 8 and episode 7 were not split up. And the same thing goes on here as it did with season 2, where these are the colors that well actually these colors are based on the intro, but these moles do not have their names highlighted in the game. I can't speak for whatever reason. Alright, Season 5, When Miners Climb. This was a bonus health, so basically it means that from the start of the game they got 5 hearts of absorption that lasts through the whole game, and because of its absorption they couldn't regenerate it. However, this was in 1.5, so absorption wasn't a thing yet, so they had a plugin to do something like that. And it was also interesting that nobody died before meetup. Absolutely zero. I find that like one of a kind, because please tell me if there's another recorded round where no one dies before meetup. WMC Season 6, when miners combined, and yeah, they're just white names on tab. Season 1 was the only time so far that we've seen colored names. It was shared health, so shared health basically means that the teammates take damage together, and if one teammate were to take 2 hearts of damage, the other take 1 heart. Both teammates take 1 heart, and so basically, when a teammate dies, the other teammate will die because they don't have any health either. And even though the game didn't say how they died, these are basically who killed the first person and how. And also, this right here was an interesting death. Costanza was teamed with Mockingdude, and he died from Mockingdude running into the border, which was accidentally placed 1 block closer than it should have been, and they started taking damage from it. And Mockingdude somehow survived at like 1%, but Costanza died. And that can happen with shared health sometimes. For example, it happened with Easty and TGMB. So Easty Crafter died, but TGMB was at like 1%. So he managed to hang on, but he died pretty much right away after. And same with Mockingdude. And these highlighted colors are based on wool colors. Season 7, 1 Miners class, very similar to Season 1, or it could be called 1 Miners Costanza. Seriously, he burned half of his diamond armor and prevented himself from getting any more and still won. That's impressive. Season 8, forgot to say that, yeah, the scenarios will be listed here. 1 Miners Crown, once again these are wool colors, and arguably one of the best final fights in WMC, and it's a full hour long if you want to see it, because it takes place basically within this time frame right here. And it was Cane, so basically on each team there's a Cane, and the Cane has double health, strength, resistance, and speed, and all the names are white on tab again. However, the Canes are highlighted with this color, and this color indicates what team they were from, even though those names were not highlighted in the actual game. Season 9, when miners conceal, these are secret teams, and I have to go down here. It's also called 1 Miners Dibs Crafts. Wait, that doesn't start with C. But anyway, so secret teams is, you don't know who's on what team. You do know who your teammate is, but otherwise you're left in the dust. And these colors that I have right here are based on order that they appeared in the intro, and they correspond to the order of colors that can be recolored in Minecraft for names and text in ID order from 0 to 15, and since there were 15 teams, I had that. There are 16 teams. I would do, it's actually 0 to 14 technically, because 15 is white, and we can't have white on white because you can't see who it is. Also, get those health pots on your burn tips. Anyway, moving on. Season 10, 1 Miners Choose, Vanilla Season. They finally went back to the colored names on tab, so don't worry, keep looking like, okay, is this guy in what team, you know? And 10th season, so it was one of the earlier seasons on the subreddit to go in the double digits for season numbers, and only a few of them right now have. So, impressive already. Anyway, Season 11, 1 Miners... Oh, sorry, my foot is corrupted. So, in this game, it was THS3 terrain, 10 hard Season 3 terrain. Sorry for that. And basically, it's a combination of super flat, regular terrain, and higher up terrain. Preceding each other in range around 0-0. And it made for some really wacky terrain. There's a free-for-all. And it's 1 Miners Season 2, basically. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that in this season the terrain also comes with custom dungeons that can spawn passive mobs, but also hostile mobs and even withers. Fortunately, no one spawned one, but that would be kind of cool. because there's only one recorder round that I know of that intensely has the player spawn the wither to win. Season 12, one miner's couple, and the scenario here was blind dates, which is basically double dates with mystery teams. So basically mystery teams with teams of 2, and the 2 teams of 2 would then join to become a team of 4. And the colors that are highlighted under the names are the original teams, but the highlighted for square, or I should say the text color is the teams they were originally on, but the highlight indicates that what team, in terms of wool color, they joined eventually based on their wool color or fireworks color that they received to determine the teams. And all of them right here indicate individual colors, so yeah. I missed one. Season 13, One Miner's Cave, One Miner's PvE, basically, because look at all of those. And it even includes Zarky drowning at the famous location of 88810-400! So anyway, Dungeoneering basically makes a lot more dungeons appear, and it makes a lot of different ores spawn higher and in more quantities, and even lets TNT spawn naturally underground. And it caused for tons of PvE deaths. Some because got respawned in episode 1 because of a zombie, but unfortunately, same thing happened later. Also, Dibscraft was killed by Fairy Juice with a sword called Kill Dibs, Murder Dibs. Not joking. Season 14, One Miner's Command, a diamondless season, not like Season 3, there was no enchanting setup. And I forgot to mention before that players dropped stuff from the diamond and 4 gold. And moved 0-0, so the 0-0 coordinates were revealed in episode 5 or 6, I can't remember, but you don't know right away. And Meetup was episode 6 during this season, and yeah, nothing much else to say about that. Season 15, One Miner's Crack, not the drug, or One Miner's Costanza Season 2. So it was secret teams, kind of like Season 9, and with a slimy crack. So big crack means that at the X and Z coordinates, going out a few blocks, there's just a complete void. But with the slimy crack, there's slime blocks at the bottom. And mystery teams meant that, once again, there's only the white names on tab, so that's why they're like this. And people have been wondering, why is this counted as a kill Costanza? Because Bergasms dug down, actually got shot, and then ran into a lava pool. Well, that's because the game granted it to Costanza, so I'm just gonna go with what the game thinks. Alright. Season 16, One Miner's Call. If you've seen Minecraft Season 19, you'll understand what I mean by this. So this is Move 00, Mumble Audio, and Split Spawn. Minecraft Season 19 did not have the Move 00, but had these 2 game modes. So Mumble Audio means that you can hear anyone as long as they're within 100 blocks of you in a more of a directional audio to make it more realistic. And Split Spawn means that teammates don't spawn near to each other, or basically right next to each other. And there was 2 big teams. Oh yeah, Burning T hit Tommy SX with a knockback sword by accident. So, anyway, One Miner's Con again, Season 17 is a remade version of Season 4, which was one of their best seasons they've done. And so, the teams are almost identical with some replacements because some of the contenders from Season 4 don't play or didn't play anymore. Also, this is Kowalski. And they added a new team because they wanted to add more players. And so it was played in 1.4.7 like Season 4, and they used the same seed as they did in Season 4. They did not use the exact same world as it was, because then all the diamonds would have been mined out and nobody would get anything. And all the names were in white, and this is kind of similar to how the moles worked in Season 2 and 4 and the canes worked in Season 8. All the names were white on tab, but these names, their names weren't actually highlighted like this. They just want to indicate what teams they were on, but before they became moles. Even though they were all given colored nicknames, the tab list kind of displayed them as white, and Death Message didn't say the nicknames. And that's basically what we have here. Season 18, What Miner's Cloak. Basically the season of 18 Qs. Or Shut Up Brick, whatever. So this was semi-anonymous, but it's just labeled as anonymous, so everyone appears to be as 18 Qs. And although it says in the death messages who is dead, it doesn't show on tab or above the name or on the nameplates that if you see the players. Another free-for-all season, and Move 00 came out in season 14, and Permanent Night that started after episode 1, or the last 25% of episode 1, because there was the day, then it became night. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and so it was Permanent the whole season, even at meetup. Which brings me to another point. Season 23 is coming up, and I know there's a pretty good YouTuber that plays Reddit UHCs that has the numbers 23 in their YouTube username, their Reddit username, their Minecraft.gn, well, not anymore, but they used to, and uses it in their intros. So, yeah.
Hey, Letter, why are you saying this? You are just ruining your chances of getting in.
Wait, who even are you? And what are you doing here?
That's none of your business. All I am saying is that you are getting your head in something you will never be worthy for. You're the worst.
Hey, man, I'm just doing this for fun. I mean, I never said I was going to get in, but I was just throwing out a little request. And who are you calling the worst?
You're the worst. Let reality hit you in the face. You are just a guy trying to get into huge events just for popularity. It's like asking to become a husband of a celebrity you don't know. You're the worst.
What kind of comparison is that? And honestly, are you just gonna let me, like, try? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not the worst. There are people, killer, who are worse than I am.
You're the worst. I don't care what you say. You are just a huge pile of crap nobody really cares for, and all you want to do is to make yourself known as an asshole. Nobody likes you. Heck, nobody even loves you. You should just kill yourself.
What? Why are you even saying these things? None of those things are true. And do you realize that I even have feelings? And can you just shut the hell up?
No. You're the worst. 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 You're the worst.
Oh
You're the
my
worst.
God.
You're the worst. You're the worst. You're the worst.
I finally got rid of the guy. That was just really just unsettling and unfriendly. I understand how toxic people can get these days. Anyway, let's just move on. Season 19, One Miner's Combust. Combination of 2 game modes. Time Bomb, which most people know, so I'm going to explain it anyway for those who don't. So, when a player dies, their stuff is left in the chest. After 30 seconds, the chest will explode. Demolition means that TNT spawns underground, and a lot of it can spawn, and it can blow up. Lots of structures, lots of caves, and an entire team in this case. And even though Tommy SX died to TNT, the Creeper blew up the TNT, and the game rewarded it to the Creeper, so we're gonna give it to the Creeper. Because, why doesn't Tommy SX die to a Creeper? Anyway. Not as many players this time as there usually is, but still pretty good. Season 20, the only celebratory season, quoting from Fairy Juice, that they have done. When Miners Celebrate, Season 20. Scenario Mania, basically, and a lot of people. And so, this is the Cane Says from Season 8, the Mumble Audio from 16, THH3 Terrain from Season 11, and Fireworks Rockets to indicate their team from far away. And although it's not really scenario, it says it according to the post, and it was kind of a game changer, so I left it here. And this is where the canes highlighted can actually be put to good use, because you can see the colored names, and I don't have to, like, how do I want to say this? I don't have to, like, force a name to be colored this color for it to be distinguishable for the team. Just normal with these colors highlighted to be cadence. And the newcomer blows up, or a lot of people blew up at episode 1, but apparently the newcomers blow up, and it is the case in season 21 where another, well, not necessarily blew up, but, you know, died really early. So season 21, I almost said 11, when miners conquer. It was a Dragon Rush season. It was played at 1.10. However, that's not really a scenario. The only time when a different version would be classified as a scenario if it's before the version that's actually being played, or if they're not updated yet. For example, let's say if 1.5's out, but you're still playing 1.4, that's not an older version yet because your last season was also 1.4 and you haven't done anything above it. But what makes season 17 older version was because 1.8 was out, and that's why it classified as older version, but not back in season 1 because that was the newest version. But the older version scenario, I classify for anything in season version, anything before 1.7, which is basically the minimum version used for UHCs, and anything above that is not classified because some rounds like Minecraft and Hermitcraft do go up to those versions. And Doris McGraw is Divscraft, by the way. There was no official meetup because the border was shrinking, but that's not really a scenario. Unfortunately, I ended Dragon 1 only because he was really low and didn't have much zeros, but yeah, nice round to try it with. And so here are the overall statistics for the round. And as you can see, it took a lot of time. So, any noticeable people? Vargasm 16 kills, C-Mat 22 kills, Dan's 12, Dibs, holy crap, Fairy2 17, Raider 06 or Raider with 15, Shoutout with 15, and Brick with 20. Basically, anyone that gets over 10 kills in a few seasons is pretty good if they can get that many, or just really lucky. But imagine this. Right here. Divscraft got 14 kills in season 9. Surely the season will be redone. Well, according to Fairy2, they have never redone a single season. And I think he holds the record for most kills in a single recorded round. Right here. I know C-Mat got 11 in season 11, and Brick got 10 in season 18. Oops, that's not it. But yeah, sorry for I didn't rehearse this beforehand, so if I seem a little bit like slow or off, that's why. But anyway, if you see any mistakes, please point them out and I will fix them. So yeah, that's basically it for the statistics. Along with the statistics I have just done, I have made a few more updates to statistics that I've done in the past that new seasons did not come out yet, but now since they have, I have made updates to them, and now I will show them to you in this video quickly. Desire has been updated to season 6. Out of Orbit has been updated to season 7, and Cataclysm has been updated to season 8. The round for this video was suggested by Cal Awesome. Thank you very much. You can request the round that you want to see down in the comments, and I will pin your comment if I select yours. And to answer your question about how long this took me, it took me a week. I did 3 seasons every day, and it took me a weekend to edit this video, and it can also give you an idea how long these things take me. Another thing I want to do is give a huge shout out to River Steve M5 for making my statistics available on the official Recorded Round Statistics Index. I'm just really glad that these things are actually getting put to good use, because I'm putting a ton of work into these, and I really would like to see that my work gets paid off in the end. Yep, I think that's it. Wait, there's more time in this video? Oh well, does that mean I have to do an outro? I guess so. Alright, here goes nothing. Man, how does Fairy Juice do that without losing his breath? He must have, like, magic or something. Okay, well, he has redstone, so maybe that counts, but anyways, I'm just gonna end it off.